Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off, the podcast where three Salt Lake City-based critics get frosty about film. I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Brooks Bird.
And I'm Adam McDonald.
This is episode 46. As we record, we are officially in award season. The Golden Globes have already happened. The UFCA awards happen next month. The Oscars happen, I don't know, sometime within the next 6 months. It's never the same date.
Yeah,
It
they,
won't be
they
on
don't even
YouTube
know.
yet.
But the only awards you need to care about, dear
Yes.
listeners, are these. We are going to give you our individual top fives for the year 2025. I can't wait to hear what you guys came up with. Some years we have a lot of crossover, some years we don't. What's this one going to be? Time will tell. First up is our number five movies. Let's go Brooks, me, and Adam. Brooks, what's your number five for 2025?
Well, as we discussed off air, I was trying to decide whether to do like my personal favorites for the year or an actual top five. And then I saw what I was going to put for my nominations, and it feels like a good mix of both. So I'm just going to go with these. And coming in at number five, I'm going with Sorry Baby.
We were just
'cause
talking about that.
We sure
it
were.
is the funniest black comedy of the year.
This movie, I think, is going to be the indie darling on a lot of lists.
I hope so.
Not just in the UFCA, but I think nationwide. It's very good. But tell us why you picked it.
Well, as we know, every year I come up with some weird hot take, I guess. We had The Zone of Interest is the bleakest comedy ever made.
Right.
And then now with Sorry Baby, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, who knew that you could honestly make sexual assault humorous? But Eva Victor, she manages to do it, and she's a triple threat. She wrote it, she directed it, she stars in it, she's all over this thing, and she's just in complete control of the tone, the screenplay. Her performance is phenomenal, which really helps considering the topic.
Yeah.
And it never steers wrong. And anyone who doesn't get their feels touched in the final scene is completely dead inside. And that says a lot coming from me.
Of almost any movie I've ever seen, the dialogue between friends is like you literally just dropped a camera in and you're watching people talk. Like that's how I talk with my friends, like you guys.
Yeah.
Like those scene that stuck out with me so great was when she comes home with the cat and her friend's like, "Where the crap did you get that cat?" And she says something. She's like, "Well, whatever helps you heal," and just like walks off. And it's like that's what I would say with my friends. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Just
yeah,
a quick quip, and that's the way it is.
I do have to say that that script felt the most natural and genuine. It sounded like the way people talk in a way that movies often don't try to do. And I'm okay with that. You know, the complaint about Sorkin is always that people don't talk that way. And my response is always, well, I wish they did because I love it. But this movie felt like it could have been a conversation I was overhearing. And I think that's to her credit. So great choice, Brooks. Sorry, baby. My number five is probably the biggest stretch on my list too, but I know you guys both love this movie as well. And I'm talking about 28 years later.
Mm.
I loved this movie because I said it to you, Brooks, because not only do I know that it triggers you, but I know that you know that it's a sign of a real love for me. I said Danny Boyle made a Terrence Malick movie, right? And I think this movie has that kind of patience because how on earth in 2025 do you say anything interesting about zombies? It should be impossible.
I believe it's because they're not zombies; it's the rage virus.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
They're just super mad.
The truth is, though, this kind of film has really played itself out over the years. And Danny found something new. He did it with the sound design, he did it with the score, he did it with the tone and the pacing. Certainly, the performances helped. I think Alfie Williams is one of the highlights of the year for me.
And
That
to do
kid-
all this with a third sequel.
Exactly.
Well, second sequel. A third
Exactly.
entry.
It's just amazing how much he was able to pick up everything that he left after the first one because the second one wasn't him and I don't think it was great, but he picked up everything he left on the table from the first one and he actually figured out a way to expand on it. I think this movie is fantastic, and the stroke of genius to include that really haunting, creepy reading of the Rudyard Kipling poem Boots over the action at the beginning was, I don't know, it was a masterpiece. And I think this movie is not going to get a lot of love in award season. It's a shame. I'm glad that The Bone Temple's coming out soon because people are going to remember this movie more
Yeah.
fondly because of it.
It'll help
But I-
put it back on the map a little.
Exactly. So yeah, 28 years later for me. Adam, you're number five.
Well, what's really funny is both those movies you just mentioned were in my top five, and it's been jumbled up so much. I was telling you guys earlier in the group chat, like I literally didn't solidify my top five till about an hour ago. Like it's been so jumbled and there's so much moving around and everything else. But my number five is Train Dreams, which was one that really wasn't on my radar. Like it popped up, I saw it. It's like, oh, and then people started saying how good it is. And it's like, you know what? Sure, I'll throw it on. And it was the one that came out of left field for so many different ways. I mean, we have to talk about obviously the performances. Joel Edgerton is always good, but he is just masterful in this. And the cinematography is just as much of a star as he and anyone else is. They shot it in a 3:2 ratio, which is even weirder than the 4:3 ratio that we
Yeah.
used to, because they wanted to make it look like this old timey movie. And it is. It's a basic, very simple plot. It's this guy, he helps build train rails, and it's a story about his life, and now he's haunted by one misdeed and kind of follows along until he dies. And yeah, he dies of old age at the end. So it's really just someone's life, but everything about it is gorgeous. The acting, the cinematography, the sets, the score. I mean, I can't say a bad thing about it. Like and the fact that it's only number five for me is a testament to what I think about the movies coming up.
It's
I love
another-
this film so
Another
much.
Malick movie. In the
Thank
mix
you,
here.
Brooks, very much. Another Malick movie, which is probably why it's not on your list, Brooks. But
Nope.
It
I
could be,
love-
we don't know.
I love this
Nope,
film.
it's not. Spoiler alert.
Well, I love it so
Definitely
much,
not.
and I'll
good.
save some of my comments about it for later. Speaking of
Oh,
spoilers.
we might be seeing it
It
again.
is
Hint, hint.
good.
Speaking of spoilers. All right. So let's go through our number fives again. Brooks.
Sorry, baby.
Mine was 28 years later.
And mine is Train Dreams.
All right. Number four. Let's go Adam, Brooks, me.
So if you recall, this is the one I was most annoyed that I couldn't go see, and I was ranting daily until I got a screener. And then I was very happy to get that screener and also buy the Wheaties box that has his picture on it, and that would be Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
So this one is going to go everywhere with everything. I mean, Chalamet pretty much has the Oscar and whatever nominations he gets anywhere else, locked up for award season. I still put Dylan O'Brien first, and we'll talk about that possibly more later too. But if you ever thought you could take a movie about ping pong and make it interesting and exciting and scary sometimes and enjoyable and haunting, it's this. And the funny thing is, it's not really about ping pong. Like,
So it's better than Forrest Gump?
I was going to say, Zemeckis already did that.
Yeah. No, it's just, and the thing that I find so interesting with this is, my thoughts on having someone to root for. And even though he is the most unlikable, narcissistic dirtbag in the world, and you still want him to win. And I don't know how they pulled that off. And it's probably just everything combining. But I saw the trailer for it initially, and I'm like, really? Ping pong? And then I saw A24 and Timothy Chalamet. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's definitely one that I will buy the moment it comes out. I already got the Wheatie box. I got the Christmas tree ornament. So
So you're
obviously,
saying I should see it.
you're going to have to see it.
That's
gonna
what
have
I
to
was
see it
kind
first.
of leaning
Yeah.
into.
And I'm not saying that because, so as is,
it will be
the
on
person
there.
counting the votes for our ballots. I'm not sharing anything, but I
But-
can say that we're all 100% sure it's going to be.
I
on
was
there.
expecting that.
Yeah.
I loved this movie until the last 5 minutes. I think the last 5 minutes is the most unearned scene I've seen on film in a very, very long time. But I
Isn't
agree
it
with
based
you.
on a true story, though?
Well,
I don't think so.
I
Here, I'll
don't think
Google
so
while we're
either.
talking.
I thought it was.
The
Feels like
acting
it
is
would be.
great. Adam, you're totally right. Chalamet's going to win everything. He's going to be president after this. It's just a fantastic performance.
He can take over for me. I'm fine.
And, Josh Safdie does movies about super unpleasant people. You remember Uncut Gems? Highly unpleasant experience. Another really great film. So I agree. Wonderful film. I feel like the last 5 minutes really betrays everything you've witnessed before, though. It dropped significantly for me because of it.
It is loosely based on the real life table tennis legend Marty Reisman.
Yeah,
But it is
I
not a
looked it up
biopic
too.
or true story.
No.
He was known as the bad boy of ping pong.
Inspired by. We know how Hollywood loves that term.
They sure do.
Yep.
Well, Brooks, inspire us by your number four.
So number 4 won't come as a surprise to too many for it being on my list because it's Ryan Coogler's Sinners.
I mean,
Come on.
Like, when you make a horror movie that's this well-made, written, directed, shot, the cinematography is fantastic, the performances, oh my God. Where do we even start with Michael B. Jordan playing twins? Like, come on. And then you've got Steinfeld and Jack O'Connell as the lead vampire who just steals every scene he's in, and everything just fires on all cylinders right to the very end. And even the after credit scene, just I feel like the credits felt a little too long to get to it, but It feels like it should have been the end of the movie more than an
It
after
should have,
credits scene.
yes.
It should have.
That's my only problem with the movie is that the after credit scene should have just been part of the movie.
Great choice. Well, my number four, we don't need to talk about too much because Adam already said it all. Train Dreams. I love the movie. I think Edgerton's performance is one of the quietest, most beautiful, most subtle, and I think one of the performances that's going to stick with me the longest. It's Clint Bentley's third film that I've seen. I saw Jockey, I saw Sing Sing. Those were both fantastic, but I think this is him reaching his absolute full powers as a creator. Not just the way it looks and sounds, but just the way it made me feel about humanity and the American story. So Train Dreams is my number four. Let's go through them again. Adam,
Marty Supreme.
Brooks,
Sinners.
and mine was Train Dreams. We're going to take a little break, catch our breath, and then we'll come back and do our number threes and our number twos. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Episode 46 of Big Movie Mouth Off. This is our top 5 movies of the year. I realized before we went to break, I said we were going to do our number twos. That's super gross. I didn't mean it the way it sounded, but these guys don't let me get away with anything. So thank you, Brooks.
I wasn't
We
going to say
wouldn't have
anything.
me any other way.
I was just going to let it run, and then
If-
as
Ah.
number twos do sometimes. So
Oh my goodness.
If I can find a way, we know I'm taking it.
I really opened the door to that. Well, I
did.
I got
Keep
everything
that
I
door
deserved.
closed, dude.
Well, because of that, for number 3 film of the year, I get to go first. We're going to do me, Adam, Brooks. My number 3 film of the year, I would bet it's going to be on one or both of your lists, based on a book that I loved by Thomas Pynchon. Of course, I'm talking about One Battle After Another.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, Brooks, you
But it's on
have to.
HBO Max, Netflix, whatever it's called.
My
now.
relationship
it just
over
came
the,
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
it
My
dropped by
relationship over the
yesterday.
years with Paul Thomas Anderson has been pretty up and down. I thought Licorice Pizza sucked, but I thought There Will Be Blood was a masterpiece. This is on the level of There Will Be Blood. This is fantastic filmmaking. It is great storytelling, visually, sound design, one of the top 5 scores of the year without doubt, and easily the best supporting actor performance by Sean Penn. I love this movie.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic. So my number 3 is One Battle After Another. Adam, you're up.
So one thing quick is when you watch the movie Brooks, you'll know exactly what we're talking about, where there is an amazing Hitchcock homage
Ooh.
that you see. Like I was like, I feel like I'm watching a Hitchcock film just from the cinematography, the soundtrack. Like it's spot on. So when you see it, you're gonna like
Nice.
jump up and be like, aha. So my number 3 was my number 1 for a very, very long time this year, and I was quite insufferable about it. So again, the fact that it dropped to 3 says a lot. And I'm talking about Warfare.
Oh.
So we reviewed it, back months and months ago. It feels like it was years ago, but that's just
Yeah.
it's just gone by so fast this year. One of the most pitch perfect movies I've ever seen. It's shot in real time, so you're in and out in 95 minutes, which is really nice when you're seeing movies as much as we do. That it tells the story quickly. If anything, the sound is the main character. I mean, it blows you back in your seats. I knew jump scares were coming because of like the sound effects and what was going to happen on screen, and I still jumped. Like it still got me. It was one I thought I probably couldn't watch more than once, and I've watched like 4 or 5 times now.
Really?
And yeah, because I showed it to people, and I was like, "No, we need to watch this."
Ah.
And I've got some friends who saw it in their, let's just say, with their political viewings, they look at it more as like a Call of Duty type movie, and they just think it's amazing and they love it. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you love it because now you can say you like art house movies. Also, you don't understand the point of the movie because it's the most anti-war movie ever made.
Of course. Well, yet another home run by A24, right? I mean, that's one of our favorite studios, all 3 of us. And this movie is everything you just said, Adam. It's a highly harrowing viewing experience, and that has a lot to do with how it sounds.
Yeah, and
So-
some of those sounds of pain,
I know.
like that's,
I know.
you could play them outside your house on Halloween and kids would run away.
It's really brutal. Brooks, you're up. What's your number 3?
I thought this would get higher, but then the more I looked at my list, it feels like a good middle movie. And it's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I mean, he's just at the top of his game here with
Mm-hmm.
all of his sets and the makeup and the acting, aside from Mia Goth, who, as we discussed in our review, may have been left a lot on the cutting room floor because she's
Yep.
just so underused. Which is funny because everyone was talking so much about her before I saw it.
Right.
So I was kind of surprised. And it's Mia Goth, so I don't know, maybe we just expect more from her.
When
But
the one flaw in a movie is that you wish you had more of something,
yeah,
is
and
the
of
only
an
thing you can
actor
say, that's pretty
or
good.
actress, yeah.
That's pretty good. I love this film too. We reviewed it, the three of us on the show, and we couldn't gush about it enough. So that's a great choice. So our number threes again, mine was One Battle After Another, Adam
Warfare.
Brooks.
Frankenstein.
Let's jump right away into number two. You get to go first, Brooks, since you
Oh,
love talking about number twos so much.
which is funny because honestly, I think the genre is generally a number two, and that's because it's warfare.
What?
Yay.
I hate war movies so much. They usually bore me to death, and I
This
never care. I don't know,
this
something
is the
about it.
shock of the show.
Yeah, this was an amazing movie, let alone just like one of the year's experiences, not just a movie. I mean, this movie puts you through hell. You are just sitting there with every bullet whizzing by your head. As Adam said, every scream, every, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless because the movie just blew me away.
Go ahead and say it, Adam. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you like Brooks more than me right
Oh, I do
now.
like Brooks more than you from a previous conversation we had. So
That's why I thought it was funny when yours came in at number three. I was like, oh, wait for
yeah,
this.
that's why it
Gonna
was so
drop a
surprising.
bomb.
That was so funny when we walked out because and you liked it as much as you did because like I know how much you don't like these kind of movies.
Hmm.
And the first time I saw it was a filled public screening, and that's when I walked out. I'm like, I don't know what to think. And then by the time we saw it as a group, I'm like, I have to go see this because I want to see reactions around me.
It was like me and you and I believe
That was
Clark was
Rebecca.
there and
Yeah,
Rebecca. Yeah, it
I
was
think so. Yeah.
at least us.
It
But yeah,
is very, very good. All right. Well, I'll go next with the movie in the second position. I'm going to stop saying it. For me, it is Frankenstein, a movie you just mentioned, Brooks. And I agree with you that Guillermo del Toro is at the top of his game. He is so good with structure, so great with narrative, so great with look and feel. Like there's really nobody like him. His movies are fingerprints, basically. You know they're his just by walking into the room. It could be half over and you'd know it was him. The one thing that he got right, though, that I was really worried about in this film, because we talked about how gorgeous Jacob Elordi is and how it's impossible to make him look terrible. He got the creature design right because he didn't try to make him ugly. He just tried to embrace the way that man looks, but he made him look like something that was constructed out of parts in a really
Hmm.
great way. So the creature design is awesome. And Elordi's performance is great. One of the things I know, Adam, you loved about that film is that the monster gets a voice. Like he gets a
Yes.
chance to tell the
hmm.
story from his perspective, which could have, when I say that out loud, that doesn't seem like that big of a risk. And it honestly might seem like too much of a risk, but it was neither. It was perfect. He absolutely slotted it in exactly where it needed to be in the film. And the tone was delivered so excellently by the actor that it's just a dream, this movie. Everything
And
is right.
and for something that's been around for 200 years.
Yeah. To take a property
200
that's,
years.
I know, to take a property that's this old, this celebrated, and do something fresh with it, it's kind of like what Boyle did with the Walking Dead,
Yeah.
genre. He
Yeah.
took something old and made it new again. And I just appreciate that so much. So that's my number two. Crap. There's no way not to say it. Adam,
And you
what's
just did it
yours?
twice.
What's yours?
So my number two makes sense when you think about the characters in the movie, and that would be Twinless.
Yeah.
So this is the one, and I won't go too much detail because we already have talked about it, but it was my number one missed movie from Sundance. And when I saw it, it was just immediately like everything clicked. And for me, the biggest thing was seeing just how amazing Dylan O'Brien was. And, we've
Such
always
a
liked him.
nice change of pace.
Yeah, we've always liked him, but he proves his acting chops in this one. I'm excited to see him in that new movie coming up. We talked about Coming Attraction, where he's, on the desert island with his coworker.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, even if he wasn't in it, it still would have been a great film. But he really elevates it to that level of, hey, this is one of the best of the year.
It's the second movie with twin performances in it that we've talked
That's
about
true.
today, After Sinners. And I agree that Dylan O'Brien is fantastic. I put him up for best lead. I think he had one of the greatest performances of the year. And I do think this movie is really good. And one of the things you didn't mention, Adam, is one of the things that Brooks and I were so
Yeah.
excited about with this film is the way it's shot. There's some
Yeah.
incredible, like creative, stand on your head camera work in this movie. They take some real chances that could have fallen flat, but end up being absolute triumphs. Like
Mhm.
it's a gorgeous movie technically too. All right, so let's go through our number two films again. What was yours, Adam?
Twinless.
Mine was Frankenstein. And Brooks?
Warfare.
All right, the shock of the show, as I said. When we come back, we'll do our number one films of the year. I'm curious if there's going to be any overlap. I have a feeling that Brooks and I might be on the same page, but we'll see. We're going to take a little break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back one last time to episode 46 of Big Movie Mouth Off. I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Brooks Bird.
And I'm Adam McDonald.
We have been counting down our top 5 individual favorite movies of the year, and we've reached the grand prize, the grand finale, number 1. Let's go Adam, Brooks, and I'll bring in the anchor lap.
Or we could just go at the same time.
Just shout it out.
I know
Okay.
what's gonna happen.
Let's see what Adam has first.
No, we can shout it out because I'd have a different answer.
No, I
So,
meant me and Counts.
Oh yeah, you and
Yeah,
Counts. I know
yeah.
what you're gonna have. I'm going back to Counts' number 3 pick, which was One Battle After Another. This is the one that, it's a long movie too. And I kind of have the same feelings as the director as you do, Counts. But I put it on one night and I was like, hey, we'll start it. I'll go make dinner. And then I blinked and 2.5 hours had gone by and I was like, what just happened? Everything about it, the acting, the cinematography, the Hitchcock moment. I kind of walked in saying, I'm not really that interested in it. And I walked out like its biggest fan. So another one I won't shut up about. I keep on talking to everyone. Yeah, I mean, Sean Penn's great in it. Benicio del Toro's having fun. And honestly, the trailers don't really do it justice. It doesn't
It's
really
true.
kind of show what type of movie it is. It makes it seem kind of more like some ways like a slapstick comedy. And there's definitely funny moments
It's like
in
a
it.
dark comedy to me, at least.
It just depends, I guess, which trailer you saw. Because some of them I was
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
like
And
the
some of them
pregnant-
make it look like an action movie.
yeah, like the pregnant lady when she's shooting the machine gun. I'm like, what is this? I had
Pregnant
no
lady with a
interest.
machine gun.
Yes.
Well, now I know what's at the top of my next to watch. List.
But it was just one that I was like, I'll get around to it. And then I knew I had to watch it. So I kind of went in thinking this is going to be eating my vegetables because I may as well watch it now instead of later. And it just totally surprised me. So this is probably my most surprising movie of the year.
Got your dessert.
Yep. And it was a full course meal.
You do need to watch it, Brooks. It's really as good
Oh,
as
I'm
what
going
we're
to.
both saying. And the trailer is strange because the trailer would make you think that the director is trying to do like a low rent Tarantino film.
Yeah.
And it's not that. It's not Tarantino at all. The tone is totally different. It's a movie that loves movies the same way that Tarantino does, because Adam mentioned that one incredibly stunning Hitchcockian moment towards the end. And there are other things like that that are just nods to really great Hollywood dream makers, right? But it's not a Tarantino ripoff the way the trailer makes it look. So we talk about trailer disease all the time, how a trailer can really betray what a film is about. Not only
Death to Smoochie.
right, right.
The most underrated movie of all time. by the way.
Exactly.
Not only ruin expectations, but also make expectations unnecessary by spoilers. We have to get past trailers a lot in this business, and this was one where it's really worth it. So
Okay. So do you want me to count down before you both scream out your answer?
go ahead.
All right. I'll go 3, 2, 1 and point. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
2, 1.
Hamnet.
Hamnet.
Yay.
Brooks, you
Nailed
say
it.
why first.
Well, first of all, I mean, along with like Warfare, this was Chloe Zhao, and I'm not a huge fan of her. I have never liked one of her movies. Even in the Marvel universe, she couldn't grab my attention. But she finally made the movie she's been trumpeted all this time for. All of the times that she's been hailed as this miraculously amazing director, she finally is. And gives us a movie about Shakespeare that Shakespeare in Love only wished it could have been and will never be. And now everyone needs to see this. The performances are spectacular. The cinematography is amazing. Even the children in this movie are good, which can very fast make or break a movie. But I mean, not to put a spoiler, but I'm actually putting Jacoby Jupe up for our Vice Martin Award.
Yep,
because
I
he's
totally agree.
so good.
Brooks, you and I sat next to each other when we watched this, and we
Yeah,
knew when we
watched
walked.
the trees sway when it started.
We
And I
walked
was
out.
kind of worried.
Yeah, there's a tree swaying scene at the beginning, and the first thing Brooks thought was, "Crap, another Terrence Malick movie for Jeff."
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
looked
hate
at you
this.
and I was like, "Well, here's your movie."
Exactly, but you
And then I
loved
got
it
to see the
just as
rest of
much
it.
as me. Yeah, we walked out knowing that we'd seen our number one films. We knew it in the moment. I've never wavered. I also have to say that we also saw earlier in that day one of the absolute worst films of the entire year, Ella
yes,
McKay, a
what
real
palate
dog.
cleanser.
Like everyone was hoping for a James L. Brooks return to form, and it is not what you got.
If
That
he
is,
had made this when it took place, it probably would have been fine.
well, if he'd made it for the Hallmark Channel, it probably would have
And
been
that
fine.
too.
So it's not great. But let's not waste time talking about Ella McKay
Ugh,
because Hamnet is the best movie of the year for lots of reasons, in my opinion. And one of the things to me that makes this movie so special, I talked about the last 5 minutes of Marty Supreme and how that betrayed the rest of the film for me. The last 10 minutes of Hamnet brings the entire experience you've had previously into absolute, sharp, incredibly beautiful focus. Everything these two characters have been feeling, both with each other and in opposition to each other, gains crystal clarity in that last 10 minutes. And it's gorgeous. And I know Chloe Zhao made No Man Land, controversial movie, not least of which because she chose to work with amateurs in it. And I thought that destroyed the
actually
tone
A little better than The Star
totally.
in some cases.
But it made
Yeah.
it difficult to pull off as a narrative film. And the Eternals, obviously, she got handed one of the weirdest products in the
I don't
MCU.
blame her for Eternals.
I
at
don't
all.
blame her either.
No.
I think it was an impossible landing to stick, and she definitely
Yeah.
didn't. But this is the movie we've all been expecting her to make. It's the most patient, gorgeous filmmaking, by far the best experience of the year. So my number one was Hamnet, Brooks,
Hamnet.
Adam.
And my number one was One Battle After Another.
Let's go through our personal lists one more time for the listeners. Brooks, what's your 5 to 1?
So it was Sorry Baby at number 5, followed by Sinners, Frankenstein, The Shocking Revelation of Warfare, and
I'm a bad
Hamnet.
influence on you.
My number 5 was 28 Years Later. Number 4, Train Dreams. Number 3, One Battle After Another. Number 2, Frankenstein. And number 1, like Brooks, Hamnet. Adam?
All right. My number 5 was Train Dreams. Number 4 was Marty Supreme. Number 3 is Warfare. I'm still surprised that Brooks ended up higher, but you know.
I know.
Number 2 is Twinless, and number 1, One Battle After Another. So my 2 and my 1 both go together.
Yep, absolutely. Well, a lot of great films there. More overlap than I thought we'd have, honestly. But it's been kind of a strange year. I think the pack
Yeah.
is I think
Yeah.
the pack is more narrow than it's ever been. In some years there's 15 great movies and everyone is trying to figure out what to do. This year I feel like there's about 8.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of year. We do have one reshoot before we say goodbye. In the last episode where we reviewed the latest in the Knives Out mystery series, Adam and I, like a couple of bumbling idiots, mispronounced Josh O'Connor's name
Yes.
incorrectly on several occasions. We went back and forth between O'Connor and O'Connell. Brooks called out that we're probably confusing him with Jack O'Connell from
Yes.
Sinners, which I think is right. But so Josh, Adam and I are very sorry. And we
This
offer
is
this.
why I kept the Wikipedia page for Sinners open to make sure I got it right, because I was going to mention.
A Jack O'Connor is what you were going to drop. Yep. So his name is Josh O'Connell, not O'Connor. I'm joking. It is O'Connor.
I was like, wait a
Go
minute, we
back
just
to the
spent the last
page to
20
make sure I
minutes.
said Jack O'Connell.
All right. Well, it's been a great year, a strange year, but lots of really, really great films. When we come back
Yeah.
in the new year, there's a lot more to review. The Oscars are coming later. We're going to talk about the UFCA picks. There's a lot more to talk about from the 2025 year in film, and I can't wait to do it with you guys. Until next time, I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Brooks Bird.
And I'm Adam McDonald.
Thanks for being with us. Big Movie Mouth Off was produced and edited by me, Jeff Counts, and co-hosted by Adam McDonald and Brooks Bird. Our theme music is written by Brian Z. Richards, and this show is dedicated to the memory of our founders, Jeff Michael Weiss, and my partner in crime for over 5 years, the incomparable Jimmy Martin.